We should have been totally scared, but I don't know if it was the booze or what. But in writing, we're like, if we don't get you results, we are going to give you a check for $300,000. And it was real. Like, we had to do it. And so we took this huge gamble. It actually ended up working amazingly well, and everybody was happy. The client made millions, literally, and we got about $400,000, and it was the easiest sale that I ever made. Here's how it went down. What's happening, Frank Kern here? I haven't had a job since 1999 because, look at me, for God's sake. And because in 1999, I started selling things online. And in the past 25 years, sold over $50 million worth of my own stuff and all that other people's stuff as well. In this video, we're going to talk about the easiest thing in the world to sell. And we're joined by my beautiful wife, Natalia, who, interestingly, notice this with you people. The videos with you, 30% more watch time when it's just me. What are you looking at?
So we keep getting this. What's the easiest?
Look, it's going to eventually go away. I've been taking the shots. Okay, it's a rash. All right? And ask me to explain.
Outside of those questions.
Okay, what I do in my free time is my business. I don't want you to judge me at home.
So what's the easiest and the fastest
easiest thing I've ever sold?
You've ever sold, yeah.
You know what's weird is it was actually the most expensive thing. It was $400,000. It started as a $100,000 thing. Ended up being $400,000. But it wasn't about the thing. You know, so everyone wants to know, like, what's the thing?
Yes.
To sell. Like, obviously you can't sell like something stupid, but what I learned is that it's actually, if you want to make sales look fast and then you want it to be easy, it's the who. You know, the who you're selling it to.
What do you mean?
Is the big qualifier. None of this is me, by the way. Like, I didn't come up with any of this theory. I learned it from my friend Dean Jackson. So I was hanging out with him, and we were talking, and he was like, hey, man, what do you think like it would be like if you were only allowed to sell somebody or to take the money, if you were only allowed to take the money after your customers got results? You know?
That's real.
Yeah. And at first it was like, oh, man, you know, did you have no control over what people are going to do? You know what I mean? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them smoke meth. That's what my grandma always said. But then I gave it some thought, and I was like, oh, my God, wait a minute. If you actually find, like, the perfect customer where that deal would work, not that, like, I'm saying you have to do that or anything, but this is the whole thought process behind how this crazy stuff happened. When you find, like, that perfect person, then it's the easiest sale in the world. And you don't have to make that proposal. You don't have to say, oh, you know, pay me later. Right. But if you have the ability to get them, like, such incredible results, and you know it, you're selling that person, you can make a crazy claim like, I absolutely for you guarantee without question that you will, you know, X, Y, Z, or else.
What's the thing about the 400K?
Thank you, because I was going to ramble about all kinds of stuff and eventually circle back to that. But that's how we got it.
Yeah.
Like, it all the way kind of clicked with that. So I did this like years ago, like 2000, I don't know, 9, 10, like the whole era was completely hazy. But I sat down and I was like, it was with my cousin Trey. Anyway, we're like, let's do something where we sell something for $100,000 and we'll just do like all the marketing for the person, you know. And I was like, okay. And so I sat down and just wrote a sales letter for it. And we sent it in the mail. Like, we're internet people, but for whatever reason, I was like, let's do this thing I've never done ever, which is send out 1,000 pieces of direct mail. This like 15-page sales letter. And the offer was this. It was, we will do all of your marketing for you. And we'll do it for $100,000. And if you don't make at least $300,000 back, we'll give you back your $100,000 plus $300,000. So it was like a crazy ass offer.
Yeah.
You know, like absolutely nuts. However,
Very bold.
yeah, but if you find the right who, that's a very easy offer to fulfill. You know,
Okay.
because it's like a no-brainer if you put that off in front of the right person. If I put it in front of a person that had just started their business and they became a certified life coach 35 minutes ago, right after they became a certified like crystal grower or something, Do you grow? Yeah, actually, technically, I think you do grow crystal farms. Yeah. They go on crystal mine. You grow the crystal mines. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Science with Dr. Frank Kern and Nurse Natalia. Actually, the Nurse Natalia lady. I think we could go somewhere with that.
Well, now you know.
Let's just stay on that for a while. It's a better topic. Yeah, so anyway, like, that was the crazy, ridiculous offer. Like, we're going to make you a shit ton of money. And if we don't make you at least $300,000, we'll give you $300,000. You know, and it's right there in writing, like, on paper, so you can't get out of it.
So you just mailed that offer to us?
We physically, man, it was the strangest thing. I don't know, like, why we did this.
How many pieces?
1,000. And we included a pen and a FedEx envelope, pre-done, you know, and a little application. Nice. So it wasn't like you couldn't just give us $100,000, like, you know, that would be dumb of us. And that was like maybe one person you might.
So you did have criteria for the person. You
knew
exactly.
Yeah.
You knew exactly who you needed.
Well, we thought we did, you know.
All right.
We didn't know what the hell we were doing, you know. I mean,
well, that's how you test.
Yeah, it's testing. It was a carefully calculated, brilliant test. So 41 people ended up sending the damn reply here and applying to give us $100,000. And I was like, oh my God, man. I totally didn't think it would work. I mean, between us, we were a little bit high at the time. Just a little bit, not like too much, but moderately for the glaucoma to prevent it. Yeah. So I didn't, you know, we were just screwing around. But, yeah, so we get all these applications in. And we get one person, and it was like, well, we could totally cross-fit this person. This is easy. Okay, yeah, we'll take that. And that's where, like, it was a real big shift. It was like, wait a minute. Instead of thinking, or not even instead of thinking, like what Dean was talking about, you know, if you could only get paid after they got the results, what if we, like, bolted a thing onto that, which was, okay, what would somebody have to be in order for you to take that bet on them? Of
course.
In that hypothetical world. In this case, it was really, I mean, you know, if we didn't perform, we really would have.
You got to have criteria.
300 G's.
Yeah.
You know? And they had the criteria, and we ended up with a check like 72 hours later. No shit, like 72 hours after getting the FedEx responses back. We called the dudes up. You think you can do it? And we're like, yeah, we'd totally do it. It's no brainer. Here's how we're going to do it. They're like, okay. And they hand delivered the damn check. We immediately went and bought a Ferrari. Yeah.
How old were you?
I don't remember. Whatever that is, 30-something, you know, 35, 6 years old.
Well, that's when you do it.
Yeah, and we bought an old vintage one, like a 1968 or something. I remember it had a giant wooden steering wheel. Nice. The second gear always went, and my watch would hit on the window, and I gave it away.
The car or the watch?
The car. And the dude I gave the car to gave me a watch. It was worth having. Like the damn car. So it was a pretty good deal for everybody. Yeah. And I don't know what he ended up doing with it.
So why do you think it worked?
Why do you think that?
The offer worked.
The thing that we were, to get the people to give us $100,000?
Yeah.
Oh, because it's really hard to resist an offer where someone is, like, you believe them. So, you know, you can't, fake this. You know what I mean?
Of course. You have to know what you're doing.
You have to back it up. So when you go to the market and you're like, I will make you I'll make you at least $300,000. And if I don't, I'll give you your money back and $300,000.
Right.
I mean, who's not going to respond to that? You know, it's a very good offer. And in the letter, just to be clear, you know, we weren't like, we could take anybody. You could be, you know, a random person off the street. We're very like, you have to have a business and you have to have like, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But that's why it worked, because it was a crazy offer. But the cool thing is it's okay to make a crazy offer like that. Like, I will make you this, you know, or you will definitely lose the weight, or whatever the thing is, if you know for sure that they're going to get the results.
Of course.
Yeah. And so that was our whole thing, you know, which easiest sale in the world. I mean, we didn't try to sell it. Like, we met with the dudes, and, you know, I think we were drinking Singha beers at the time, you know. They showed up and we're like, what's that, bros? Of course we can do it. And they're like, okay, Jesus, it's $100,000, and we did the job. But it was that crazy ass pitch.
So how do you find the right person?
Craigslist. friends seeking friends, I found.
How do you find the right person?
Pull it together. Serious. This is marketing. We're on YouTube. It's not like this is free. Okay.
So how do you find the right person?
We didn't do that in multiple takes at all. All right, remember the thing you got to do is, like I said, like the magic formula on the whole trick here is you have to like really, and I sat down with a paper and pen kind of after the fact and ask the question, okay, if I could only get paid after somebody got the result,
Right.
then what criteria must that person have in order for me to take the gamble on them? So you really have to look at it like as if it's real, like you're really doing it. Like you don't actually have to go out and make that kind of ridiculous type of offer. But it does work really well. But once you find that criteria of like, okay, if I just sell to people with these criteria that I know without question, like, you know, I can be blindfolded or whatever, you know, they'll get results, then it becomes really freaking easy to make sales. Like you and I actually experienced this together. We did private client. Trying that like a professional. Listen, we're professional, okay? This is a social media video. It's to be taken very seriously. All right? This is essentially, you should consider this medical advice.
We're all taking it seriously.
Yeah.
So you know.
What was it? Forgot what we were talking about.
How do you find the right person?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, about the criteria.
Yes.
Oh, so yeah. So like, here's a great example of like the real world application of this. It was a $40,000 offer, another extremely easy sale. And the pitch was like, work with me and I'll work with you in small groups. And I'll find like the one thing that needs to happen to make significant money, like immediately. And then we'll just autopilot that thing and then we'll just keep on building on top of it. And you'll make a lot more than you paid me. That was like the pitch, you know. It wasn't crazy risk reversal or anything like that. But I hadn't done any like in-person stuff like that in a long time. And when we started talking to the people that were interested in it, I got really freaked out, you know, and I was really nervous. It was like, man, because it was almost like a mastermind kind of vibe, but it wasn't a mastermind. But like sometimes mastermind people, you know, they're like, I just want to be in this thing. And I was like, okay, that's cool. But I always feel like a huge amount of pressure to like get the person like a tangible, measurable effect. Like I have to validate, you know, that I actually did a good job, you know, or else the panel of invisible judges will find me guilty of being a horrible person. Damn those invisible judges.
And all of them actually got results.
They got amazing results, but it was because of like we developed this system, you know. Right. So the question's always, you know, what criteria does someone have to have in order for you to take that gamble? And we would talk to them, and it turns out for us, so like our thing, and you can reverse engineer your own answer based on this, you know. But if the mission is, in this particular example, you want to get someone a lot more money than they pay you, no matter what the amount is, let's say it's 40K or 100 grand, let's say it's 100 grand, it's easy math. Our criteria was, number one, they have to be already getting customers and selling something that's like more than a t-shirt or whatever, you know, so their average customer value needed to be like $1,000 or something around that. They needed to have a good database of people that actually liked them. And they needed to be having a consistent source of new leads. And if they had that, if they had those three things, that was really it. And they had to, of course, you know, be open to like direct response marketing and advertising. They had to do what we told them to do. That was kind of a given. But if someone seemed hinky like they weren't, we wouldn't take them. But why would anyone be listening to me if they weren't in the marketing anyway, you know? Probably my looks.
Perfect.
But that was the criteria, you know. And so it was like, okay, if you're getting, you know, people on your database coming, you've got an audience that you can sell to, and you sell stuff already, and they like you. Yeah. And the thing you're selling, you know, $1,000, $500 or whatever, you just don't have to really do that much in order to make them a lot of money, you know, because most people, what we found, are caught up in the day to day. And so it was like, what's the minimum viable thing that someone has to have? And for us, in that $40,000 thing, it was, okay, you got people on a database, you're getting new leads every day, you got a thing that's average customer is worth 500 plus or whatever. we got you. And they like you, and you're not, selling some weird, sketchy thing, a solid business or whatever. We would take those customers all day long, and every single, I'm guessing, I think it's safe to say every single one of them actually made significantly more than they paid us. Those results are very, very typical. So we did a great job for them. Yeah. But we would have bombed. It would have been horrible if we had taken everybody. It would have been hard to sell. Like, imagine trying to sell somebody that didn't have that criteria. Because here's where it comes full circle, because everyone wants easy. But that's really not the thing. Like, the thing is, okay, if you want it to be fast and easy, then you figure out who you can deliver that for, whether it's a money thing or how to be a good cook, or it doesn't matter. I remember, this really happened. So we pulled this whole private client group thing, out of the air, but it was a little bit better thought out. And I sent out a sales letter for it, but not in the mail this time, by PDF. I don't know why I have to convolute everything. And we got all kinds of applications for people. And you were going to be the person that screened them. So I was going to sell them myself, which is laughable because I'm horrible at sales. And I was like, Natalia, will you talk to them? You sure they're not crazy?
Yes, I
and they're not fruitcakes or something. And you're like, yeah, man, okay. And no instruction of any kind. And then the first day, I remember forgetting about it. So I was like, well, maybe, we'll have one decent person or something. And so I come out of the cave, and I'm like, what happened? Was anyone any good? And you were like, what? I saw 5 people or something.
I think the first day, and then we
$250,000 in the first day. It's unbelievable.
But we filled the entire group in 37 hours. I remember that vividly because I wrote it down.
37 hours.
Yes.
And you had never sold, you're not a trained salesperson. You weren't even supposed to sell.
I'm not a salesperson.
I remember being nervous. I was like, wait, you took their money?
Yeah.
What if they're not good? They don't have anything to build with. They ended up being perfect.
Well, I knew the criteria we were looking for. We had a criteria. We established the boundary. And I heard you clearly that we're not going to take anybody's money who's not following a certain criteria. So many people got results right away. You found the lever in the first
The lever?
You leverage that you just...
The lever? Yeah. You said you found the lever.
You found the thing that works the most to scale. Use the scaler, basically.
The domino for them, yeah.
Yeah, but that was just something so obvious when you look into something with a fresh eye.
So when you were talking to them, though, because you never, sold $40,000 of air, because, that's really what it is. It's advice, it's not like you, here's the thing, as you can see, it's got these features. It's you've never done that in your life. And then you did $250,000 in the first day.
Hey, I did sell door to door, though. I know people, but I think it's just knowing exactly what you're looking for. I was 100,000% confident in your ability to help them.
That's the trick.
For me, was just a matter of explaining to them and never follow the script because it was unnatural to me. I speak with an accent. I'm not from this country. It's not my first language. No, I do not know.
You ain't from America?
So anyway, I wanted to make sure that I relay the goal. And
I think that's the trick, though.
I was 100%.
That confidence.
It's confidence in your ability to help them.
Yeah.
So that would work. But it was a very successful model, and we still have people asking about starting a new one. Let us know if you want us to open a new one.
Don't make me do any work. I worry about y'all too much. I take on the clients, say once the client, you're a client forever, even when the program's over. So I'm but
one thing at a time. But that was a success.
You know what's going to happen though? If I were younger me watching this, I'd be like, well, how do you develop the confidence? What's the morning routine? I would have never thought of a morning routine, but something. I would try to figure out the hack, the quick trick.
Yeah.
On the confidence. And I don't think there is one. I think you just have to be able to deliver. And that's
just go through misery of being uncomfortable and not confident until you sweat bullets and you get embarrassed and you get shut down and hung up on. And you develop that confidence.
But the confidence in the end result, in the product that you're selling. You were selling me, so thank you for having that much confidence in me.
Well, I've seen your results. I knew how many people you helped. I've seen how much you've done so far. your 25-year-old history speaks for itself. So I knew exactly who would be a perfect candidate.
So I guess the takeaway is only sell to the people that meet the dream criteria. And actually, scratch that word. That's a bad use of the word dream because it would insinuate it's not a realistic aspiration. Only talk to the people that meet that perfect criteria. And then the sales process is not hard because you know you can freaking do it and you don't have to hype yourself up because it's obvious. And it becomes very obvious to them that you can do it because they're like, well, how are you going to do it? And you're like, well, like this. And you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and you start out with no ordinary process. So they do reveal what they have today. They share what is troubling them. And they often would answer to themselves. They would find the answer just revealing the process. And they're just like, okay, imagine if you joined.
Yeah.
So it was just really, but that confidence was absolutely, because you cannot fake confidence.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
I'm doing it now.
No, you can't.
Damn it.
Were you confident? That's what you're doing it now.
I'm not even confident. I was
That's
trying to look like I was.
Well, guys, if you like the answers that Frank is providing, make sure you go to frankkernbook.com and get a lot more.
You told them.
Yeah.
There's a whole second half of this video, but the file got messed up. But it's recoverable, and it's cool because it shows you the craziest thing that ever happened with a private client who happened to also be a knife fighter and a medical doctor. Really, really strange situation. But that will be in the next video. Sorry this one was ended so abruptly. I'm not really that good at video editing, as you might have noticed. But thanks for watching. Go to frankkernbook.com or else I'll send the tie after you. All right, take it easy.